All right, so I'm here in studio today with some people you might recognize from Glee, Becca Tobin, Jacob Artist. How are you guys?
Really great. How are you doing?
Doing well. So, Becca, I told you earlier that we have met before.
Yes.
Do you remember being in Los Angeles? We were in the Fox radio remote room, and Britney Spears was behind us.
I was just thinking about that because
Yes.
I was thinking the last time that I did radio was
With Britney.
was with Britney Spears. Not really totally with her, but she was close.
So, yeah, so the funny thing, so what happened is we were doing, like, Glee was around, and then we were talking about X Factor at the time, too. So Britney was there with Simon Cowell, and it was the best because Britney had just walked in, and Becca was at my table, and she's like, oh, my God, Britney is right behind you, and I can't even do this interview right now because Britney's right behind you. I was like, I know, I can't do it either.
I was so distracted. I just wanted to listen to her and stare at her. I probably did.
So we just talked about Britney. I think most of the interview and how in shock we were that Britney Spears was like right next to us. It was really cool.
I'd love to hear that interview.
Yeah, we should find it. I should find it somewhere. I'll get it. I'll try to pull it up at some point. But welcome to B96, and thank you so much for coming. Now, we have a new episode of Glee on tomorrow night.
Correct.
With a couple guest stars, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Yes, we have Gwyneth Paltrow and Kristin Chenoweth. They're back for the part 2 of our 100th episode milestone.
That's a huge deal.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Episodes.
Yes.
I mean, now I know you guys might not necessarily been there for all 100, but just to be working on this show, I mean, what has that experience been like for you?
It's been incredible. It's still very surreal.
Mhm.
And we're happy to have been a part of it. And, it's a huge, huge milestone, like Jacob said.
Was there a whole thing after filming, like a big cake or anything?
There was, yeah. We had a huge cake, and there were like pictures of. Wasn't there a picture from every episode up on a wall? Because we had a little bit of like a press event for it. But it was really special, watching the people who have been there from day one look at everything and see it, kind of all come together. It was really cool.
And so Gwyneth Paltrow, Kristin Chenoweth are both on this episode. What was it like working with them?
They were both just so much fun.
Yeah.
We kind of wanted them to join permanently.
Yeah.
And hope they do.
And they're both really good singers, too.
They're great.
Oh,
I was really, I mean, I had known Kristin through the theater world, and I knew she was amazing. And then Gwyneth came into rehearsal and like singing.
She was singing the song like
live
during
and
dance rehearsal, and she was fantastic.
Yeah,
she
killed
was so
it.
great.
Now, is there a little tidbit you can give me about each one of them? Something we might be a little bit surprised to know.
Well, Kristin did something really funny one day on set. We were shooting this long day, and she's like, "You guys, I brought sheet cake," and I was like, "What's sheet cake?" And she literally she brought a cake on a big sheet. Apparently, I've never heard of this term before, but like a big birthday cake, just 'cause. She's the sweetest woman in the whole world.
She seems really sweet.
She's the best.
What about Gwyneth? Anything?
Just like the coolest human being you've probably ever met.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, she's so huge, obviously, and she was just so nice and talked to all of us, and she brought her kids to set, and she's just really, really special. She's really cool.
Yeah, it was an awesome
So the
experience.
kids must have had a great time meeting you guys and hanging out.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, they were very chill. Like, they were just kind of unfazed by it. I think when you have the parents that they have, they're just
they're like
oh,
a Coldplay concert,
whatever.
front
yeah,
row.
they're like, they were great kids.
But they were really, really sweet kids.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
So now when you're actually doing the show and doing, you have a lot of singing, dancing. I mean, what is a typical day like? Because it seems like there's just so much that goes into a show like this.
For sure. I mean, shooting a television show on its own is, so hard. And we have dance rehearsals and recording. And so that definitely adds lots of elements to it and makes it a bit busier. But it's fun.
Yeah.
Good time.
Yeah. Now, do you ever at the end of every day, like, do you ever feel it in your voices? Or I know that there's pre-recording that happens beforehand. Is that right?
Feeling our whole bodies.
In the whole
Yeah,
body.
I think it's the body. It's mostly, because just the long days and, dancing around sometimes like maniacs.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how's Leah doing? Is she doing okay?
She's doing so good. She is so remarkably strong, and just kind of, us being with her for the past 2 years, she is really one of a kind.
Yeah, and I know, too, that she has some of her own stuff even coming out, too.
Yeah, she's released a lot of her, I think her whole album at this point, it's gone #1 in like some crazy amount of countries. And, the Glee fans are just the greatest.
They really are. I mean, speaking of which, do you guys get stopped? Jacob, I know in particular you have probably some obsessive fans. No?
Yeah.
Just Becca Tobin. She's my number one.
Just me. No, his fans are very passionate.
Yeah.
If I post a picture on my Instagram, I get mostly comments from upset young women.
I could see that. I understand understand that. So we'll have to do an Instagram picture or something, and I'll see how many death threats I get.
Get ready.
No.
Get ready.
Have you had any really weird fan encounters yet? Has there been something crazy?
You know, they've all been really sweet. Like we were saying, they're so passionate, the Glee fans, and they've just been really great to us.
Yeah.
So no like weird tattoos or anything yet, or like
Becca got a tattoo of my face right on your back.
I did.
Yeah, okay.
I'm a huge,
so just
huge
one.
fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we haven't had any. I think we did go to the Philippines last summer.
Oh, that was
and I think that was the largest amount of fans in one place that we had ever experienced, and a lot of tears and joy. And
yeah, I mean, in the United States, obviously they're used to actors and whatnot being there, but when you go to a different country where you don't live there, it really ups the ante. They were really, really great over there.
Yeah.
The Philippines. Who would have thought?
Yeah,
wow.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
So what else do you guys have going on besides Glee? Anything else that we can look forward to with you guys?
I mean, Glee pretty much takes up our whole schedule at this point.
Yeah.
It's pretty busy, right? I know that they keep you guys there long hours and days and everything.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
So what else? Are you going to get to do anything while you're here in town?
We had delicious pizza yesterday.
Perfect.
That's all we wanted.
Where was it? Shout out to
Malnati's?
Megan Doyle for recommending it to us.
Yes.
Maggie?
Our friend Megan Doyle
Megan
is
Doyle,
from.
Okay, I was gonna say. Okay.
Yeah, she's from here, and we texted her like, "Where do we go? Do we have to do deep dish? Blah blah blah." She's like, "You have to do it.
Do it.
Malnati's is the greatest." So we ate like 17 pieces of pizza last night.
You have to. Honestly, I could
Delicious.
eat one in one sitting. It's really bad, actually.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks
and
so
again, the
much
new
for having
episode
us.
of Glee on tomorrow with Gwyneth Paltrow and Kristin Chenoweth as guest stars. And of course, everyone can see you guys as well on the show. So thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
you.
Cool.